it's lit up. Oh. Let's put that out. I don't know why I keep doing this. I think it's been 4 or 5 months since the last set of this. Contrary to modern popular armchair psychology, this isn't one of those pretend to hate things but secretly like it sort of things. It's, I think at best, it's the sort of sitch where, you know, I'll end up doing it just because if things go wrong here, I don't care. It's Skyrim. The soundtrack is the only part that I can actually say I like. So for a small part of this... What is this shit? Go away. I don't remember what I even have. Useless. Right, so for what the? Is this not my healing spell? Yes, it is. For a small part of this, it's probably going to be excessively smaller as time goes by. I'm actually using my good microphone. And since these get edited anyway, at least to a small amount, I shall try to remember to insert a photo here as to why that is. If I didn't, well, this mic with its setup, this isolation chamber that totally makes it exactly like a real, true, proper fucking recording booth. It covers up a lot of my screen. Another night where nothing's going on. I don't really feel like putting more time into Fallout 3 or anything. I bought some booze. So I'm gonna do some shit. You know, up until just now, it seemed I'd gotten the double-clicking problem on this mouse under control. Now that I've got this launched, it's happening to an extreme degree again. As of right now, the playthrough that I'm doing primarily is Morrowind. So now I've got that game to directly compare against this one. And man, is that one so much better. Same is true of Oblivion, to be frank. I think I've mentioned this before, but I'll say it yet again. I do not see the point in having magicka, stamina, and health all auto-regen at all times nor the point of these potions that increase the regeneration speed if that speed is going to be gimped and fucked over every time you're in combat anyway. What's the point? Like, I should... Mage build or not, I should not be having to wait this long to cast one fucking spell. Just because I'm in combat that's so uninteresting that it has not turned on the combat music. Like, the game itself doesn't give a shit about the situation. And this one somehow was not even remotely interested in anything. Okay, I'm switching mics. This one sounds better, obviously. It's going to be the best sounding part of this set. But I can't deal with such a huge amount of my screen, my view, being blocked by this. And this mic, I can't really have it far away. It has to be close, otherwise it sounds like ass. So let's do a quick hot swap, which also involves turning on the phantom power. So we've just gone from a Electro Voice RE27N/D to a Samson CO1. The audio difference is probably going to be pretty night and day. On the plus side, this time I toggled things in OBS such that I'm missing something. And now I can put this Admiral Nelson spiced rum, not cherry this time, just regular spice, on a washcloth in the center of the desk. Oh my god. That kill move would actually have been cooler and more interesting if it was just... Yeah, playing Morrowind, playing Fallout 3. Finding things in both games that I so greatly prefer over this one. And yet this is one I choose on the rare occasion I want to try to relive old times. Try to bring back old things. Of course, it's in part, again, because it doesn't matter. I do not respect this game. I do not care if things go badly. Well, I care as far as if the video quality is excessively shit, I might take 4 months to actually cut it down and post it. Vaguely explained the exploited solitude for this particular spell, apparently. I don't know if I want to do it, because I don't know if I really care about leveling up in Skyrim. They could push alteration up to 100, wow. And, like, nothing matters. Major skills, minor skills... Just like durability, those are all gone. Well, considering I'm partway through, that would be 5 whole levels. So I could get 5 perk points. And I could put those perk points into something. Will then allow a skill to actually be useful, because none of the skills mean or do anything without the perks. As I discovered last time I gave a try to this piece of shit. Rediscovered something to that effect. You know, you got a real high sneak skill. People see you anyway. An enemy comes up, where it would be pretty useful. Soul Trap. And I've got regeneration of magicka still occurring. And I have to use a magicka potion because the regeneration is slowed. This is also not triggering the combat music. Okay, throughout most of this playthrough, I have been switching to third person for melee combat, because the animations are marginally better and more interesting. I did not do that there. I don't know how or why, but it switched to third person on its own. I did not scroll the wheel. I did not press any button that changes view. But I do want this session to be more than bitching about Skyrim. It's 13 minutes in. Probably closer to 8 after you cut out the intro, where I just had things recording ahead of time. So it's too late for anybody to care. But I'm gonna try the Mage's Guild, see how awful it is. Theme, a terrible place. Was there not a specific job? There was a job I had to do in order to gain access to the gimped and shitty.
No matter what, the college will endure.
Okay. Just kind of sprinted up at me.
Winterhold's glory days may lie behind it, but the college lives on. I can teach you, but I won't be held responsible for what you do with the knowledge.
Like I give a shit. Hate. Every decision leading to change in this motherfucking game is a change for the worse. First, even the vanilla lighting is worse than Fallout 3's. A downgrade after downgrade after downgrade. And somehow this is the most popular fucking game in the series. Go fucking figure. Who's this asshole?
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented. You are new here, are you not? We have not spoken.
When did that happen? No, we have not.
Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Savos Arin, Archmage of the College of Winterhold. I am quite content to see nearly any aspect of magic explored and investigated here. But I do not and will not approve of any research or experiments that cause purposeful harm to your fellow members of the college. Are we clear?
To blow the college up. What's the purpose of the college? Man. Why is this even a dialogue option? Any character in the universe is going to know why there's a school for mages at the Mages fucking Guild. Idiot. I'd like to know more about the college's history.
I've seen documents dating back to the late Second Era. Beyond that, it's hard to say.
That's not what I asked.
Events in the last several hundred years resulted in a significant loss of our history, I'm afraid.
Also not what I asked. Tell me what the history is.
The Great Collapse, as it has come to be known. An unfortunate natural disaster that ravaged the area. The college fared far better than the city of Winterhold, but it was not left untouched.
And nobody thought to rebuild the wooden houses. What caused the Great Collapse?
No one is sure of the cause. Some believe the eruption of Red Mountain had far-reaching consequences that were only felt years later. I know there are some who have blamed the college, said that we were responsible. I assure you this is not the case.
Dunmer trying to blame his own homeland for something that happened up here. I don't buy it. Tell me more about the Great Collapse.
The Sea of Ghosts practically came alive. No one was expecting it. Monstrous waves battered the shore for weeks on end. Winterhold was ancient and weathered, but it couldn't withstand the sea's fury. Entire districts of the city were lost overnight. The waves receded in time, but the damage was irreversible. Most residents of Winterhold abandoned what was left of the city. The college survived, and so here we remain.
Irreversible. They're wooden houses, built of logs. There are trees everywhere. Most dangerous research must be a problem here.
Not often, no. Some risks must be taken, to be sure. I am simply trying to avoid untimely deaths. We also must make an effort to avoid worsening what Skyrim thinks of us.
Okay, cool. So this is like the Guildmaster, and you can't actually talk about anything magic. Great.
No one is sure of the cause. Some believe the eruption of Red
I believe
Why are
I
you-
made myself rather clear.
that were only
Yes,
years
of
later.
course. I'm simply trying to understand the reasoning behind the decision.
You may be used to the Empire bowing to your every whim, but I'm afraid you'll find the Thalmor received no such treatment here.
Thalmor. I'll kill him.
You are a guest of the college, here at the pleasure of the Archmage. I hope you appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, of course. The Archmage has my thanks.
Very good. Then we're done here. Well,
Hey! I have many important things on my mind. Your concerns are not.
Sam! No more! No!
I'm gonna guess this guy is unique in some manner. Required for fucking quest is some bullshit. But I'm gonna kill him anyway. No freedom. Can't do anything in this bitch. I was told to come see you.
another new student. I'm surprised at how many of you there are lately. Well, first you'll need these. While you're not required to wear them, you may find them more to your liking than your current clothes. I'll give you a brief tour, and then we'll get you to your first class. Are you ready to begin?
Trying to toggle some things, but now I can't. I've lost control of... Why does everything suck? I'd love to have a look around.
Wonderful. Please follow me, and don't wander off. The College of Winterhold has been a fixture in Skyrim for thousands of years. The prominent feature here is the Hall of the Elements. It's our primary location for lectures, practice sessions, and general meetings. The Arcanium is located above the hall, and the Archmage's quarters above that. While technically in charge of the college, Archmage's responsibilities often keep him occupied. Thus, I run the day-to-day operations. Now, if you'll please follow me, I'll show you the living quarters. Unfortunately, we've had to implement more stringent entry procedures due to some problems with the local Nords. We don't anticipate any real violence, but it never hurts to be prepared.
Fortunately, I have to terminate the game and relaunch because, wouldn't you know it, the wonderful NVIDIA overlays don't work. I'm trying to toggle some of my overlay filters on and off. The NVIDIA overlay filters, and doesn't show up on screen, but the left third of my screen was completely covered. Filters are probably on, and they're gonna have to stay on. Okay, get a move on. Heal you. Is there a reflection of the ground of her? Must just be the shadow. I could swear there was the reflection on the ground.
Our newest members are housed here, in the Hall of Attainment. I'll ask that you please keep your voice down while inside, as others may be working on research or delicate experiments.
Oh, sure thing.
Hello, fuckheads!
After I finish showing you the ground, now I'll show you to your quarters.
Did I just skip the dialogue? She's like, after I've shown you around, and I set her ablaze, and now she's talking about some other bullshit. This tape or the Rundi.
You're going to be sharing space with your fellow apprentices, who you'll meet shortly. This is where you'll be staying. This bed and desk are yours. Please try and be considerate of others. Now, let's go back to the Hall of the Elements, where most of the members gather for lectures and study sessions.
I don't get a door. Privacy not a thing in this world? Some of the inns have this problem too. I'd rather like to do things like get changed without people being able to see. It's not like there's an invisibility. No. There is an invisibility spell. But that wears off the second you try to do anything. Who the fuck is sniffing? Guess I better catch up.
Initially, you'll be learning from Tolfdir, one of our most esteemed wizards. After I finish showing you the grounds, we can talk.
Move! Don't stop to tell me that you're gonna talk later. Go! Casually jog ahead of you because you're so goddamn slow. About that bullshit she gave me. Did she give me any... Got so many looted robes and shit. I don't know what she gave me.
Master is likely already addressing the new apprentices. Go on in, and if you have any problems, let one of our senior members know.
What kind of tour was that? Alright, I'm gonna walk to this building. Not go in, just talk to you about bullshit. I'll walk you over to this other building. Show you to your nondescript bedroom that's exactly the same as everybody else's. I'm just gonna walk you halfway back to the first building. Just to say, no, actually go in yourself.
Don't do that!
I do what I want. How convenient. Everybody's just standing around not saying a word until I come in. Because I'm the protagonist. Fuck off. Avail yourself from my sight. I don't want to see you here. Don't worry. Everybody's just gonna wait for me.
Welcome, welcome. We were just beginning. Please, stay and listen. So, as I was saying, the first thing to understand is that magic is, by its very nature, volatile and dangerous. Unless you can control it, it can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that very well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of.
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do?
I think we should learn something practical.
Is that so?
See, he agrees with us too. Why don't you actually show us something?
All right, let's settle down. I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Would you mind helping me with the demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells?
Yeah?
Well, then this should be no problem at all for you. Now, if you'll just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell at you, and you block it with the ward. Here we go. Over there.
Well, I could show you where I want you to go, but instead I'll just put a magic map marker. Get fast. Use my good ward.
He's just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up. You have to keep your ward up, or else this won't work. I don't want to hurt you. Over there, please. Just
I'm already here!
Wouldn't want anyone else in the way. Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up.
I just wasted so much magicka on that.
Hold still. Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing with wards, please. I think perhaps we're ready to begin exploring some of the various applications of magic throughout history. The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sarthal nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what awaits us inside. That's all for now. Thank you.
Amazing.
Continues to struggle with wards. You have time to practice?
Maybe later? I'm sort of busy.
You know, this is one of a very few places where you can receive a real education in the
Zargul
schools
will
of
be
magic.
better than you. Very well.
You are new, yes? Have you mastered the expert-level destruction spells yet?
I don't know. I will.
Ah, this is good. But Jizargo will know them first. It is good to finally be around mages who may be able to keep up with Jizargo.
You're very sure of yourself.
There is much for Jizargo to be sure of. There is skill in magic, there is charm, and there is a strong will. Jizargo will be successful. Of this there is no doubt.
You are covered in dirt. This is another stupid question. It's flagrantly obvious. He wants to get better at magic.
Mages in Cyrodiil are all about politics. The Synod and the College of Whispers are too busy guarding secrets to bother to teach. Skyrim was not Jizargo's first choice, but Winterhold is removed from politics, dedicated to study. This is the place for Jizargo to become great.
I don't want to ask that.
Until next time.
I have many important things on. Another new apprentice, I see. Are you of the sort that believe you're here to change the world? Or are you only in it for yourself? I assure you that I shall be watching you, all of you, very closely.
You'll have a good eye on me jabbing Mehrunes' dagger into your fucking throat.
I am an advisor to the Archmage. The Thalmor wish to promote relations with your college. I am at the Archmage's disposal if he requires advice.
I would very much enjoy an option right now to just kill this guy. It's obvious I'm not on his side, never will be. He's a fucking Thalmor. But because it's Skyrim, you can't do a single fucking thing unless you're scripted to be able to do it, and you can only do it when you're scripted to be able to do it. So does this Archmage often ask for stupid reasons?
Perhaps not as often as he should. In time, I believe he will be more trusting.
If he is, I'll kill him too. Care about the Thalmor. Amazing. This is an amazing Mages Guild. Just utterly astounding. The learning room is just a room. No chairs, no books. Well, I guess there are a couple benches, but they're at the edges. No podiums. No bookcases. It's just an empty room with a light in the middle. Yes, there are some extra rooms on the side that might lend themselves to being some sort of academic institution. Here's some bookcases. Oh. It certainly loads fast considering I think I've got this game on a hard drive. The 3 SSDs, I don't have any that are nearly large enough to support having all my games, so most of the things I'm not actively playing are on a solid 4 terabyte hard drive. This is one of those things.
Ah, my dearest Urag. How are you today, my green-skin friend?
Did you need something, Colette?
I only wish to escape the constant glaring of my colleagues and discover an opportunity for repose. Your Arcanium is so lovely and quiet.
I see.
Don't fret, my fanged acquaintance. I shan't trouble you a bit. You consider Restoration a valid school of magic, worthy of study, don't you? Don't you?
You just looking straight ahead. Of course it's valid. Fucking healing is important.
Good, good. Not that I require validation, of course. There are just some, and I shan't name names, Who would disagree? It can make life difficult when one's colleagues fail to recognize the research one engages in.
So I'm going to ask you a question that's pointless and stupid because it's very obviously given away in that speech that was just given.
Well, no, not really. Not directly, I mean. But I know things are being said behind my back. Conversations cease when I enter rooms. I'm quite aware of what's going on here, and I will not stand for it.
So this is going to be one of those things where it's going to be where the revolution in the end is that nobody's giving her shit for learning restoration, because even this game's people are not that stupid. It's because she refers to people like the orc dude here as a fanged fellow. I would like training in restoration, but this game gave you limitations on training per level.
You are now in the Arcanium, of which I am in charge. It might as well be my own little plane of oblivion. Disrupt my Arcanium, and I will have you torn apart by angry Atronachs. Now, do you require assistance?
You are welcome to try. Are there any special books you're looking for?
As a matter of fact, there are. Have you ever heard of Shalador? Immensely powerful mage, back in the First Era. Had an understanding of magic few have ever matched. He holed himself up in Labyrinthian, and devoted all his time to research and study, but more than you would imagine possible. Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim, but are little use to anyone who can't translate them. I'm one of the few who can. I've heard whispers of more of his work having turned up. If you can track it down, it may prove useful to all of us.
Would it happen to be in a dungeon full of Draugr? This is a relatively impressive library. Too bad you can't see any of the books unless you open the cases.
A mage is only as good as what he knows. I try to make sure as much knowledge is available as possible. We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and gone during that time, but it's mostly intact.
Take your work very seriously, as anyone with a job should.
Of course I do. If I didn't, most of these books would have been burned to ashes or dissolved to nothing before the Third Era. Mages need to be reminded to be careful around research materials.
Man, do I hate TAA. Well, he was saying that. I'm looking here, because that's where he's talking, obviously, and so much motion blur and ghosting on everything. What have you got for sale? Could it be books?
Assorted books, scrolls. I'm sure you'll find something useful.
God, he sells books and scrolls. I never would have guessed. Oh, I've got no need to care. Just buy shit. I see we've added information from the manual to item descriptions now. The Tale of Drozira. See how long it is. I'll read it later, maybe. I've noticed something. This has happened the past few times I've done this bullshit with with rare purchase of liquor and that sort of thing. For some reason, it makes me sweat. I don't know why, and I don't like it because I literally took a fucking shower like 4 hours ago. And I don't like having a shower ruined so quickly. All of entertainment! Literally just a fucking dormitory.
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely necessary.
I do what I please.
If there are any problems, let me know. It's my job to keep things running smoothly.
Where can I learn new spells?
Well, that depends on what you're looking for. Veralda can teach destruction spells, and offers training in that school. Finis is one of the best conjurers in all of Skyrim, and can help with spells from that school. Don't let Tolfdir fool you. He's the preeminent scholar on alteration. One of the best in Tamriel, and always willing to pass on his knowledge. If you can find him and focus his attention, there's a great deal Drevis can teach you about illusion magic. And finally, there's Colette. She may be difficult to get along with. She's very knowledgeable when it comes to restoration magic.
You know, it's funny, I just spoke with her. She did not have any spells to sell. Cells to spell, yeah. What is expected of me here? And is there another stupid question? The Nords really got done dirty with this. I have to say. I mean, sure, it's the oversimplification of everything. That started with the 7th gen console casualization of everything. Sure, that's what's going on here, but everything's written with the expectation that both the player and everybody in the world has an IQ probably around 84. What's expected of me in this college? Am I expected to learn things? Why is that even a question? Alright, Dan, I'm gonna steal a coin purse.
Please don't bother the Archmage unless it's absolutely
Shut
necessary.
the fuck up.
This laid-back attitude, there are still some things that are off limits.
Like what?
Let me give you a bit of advice. You want to work on something that's not officially allowed? Don't tell anyone you're doing it. You need something you're not officially supposed to have? You come see me. You tell anyone that I told you, and I'll fry you from the inside out. Got it? Huh? Good.
Nobody heard that, especially not the woman who just walked past.
There are some experiments the college frowns on, if they're aware of them, of course.
Would it possibly involve necromancy? A topic that for the past 2 games has been brought up as things that are frowned upon.
Purposely killing your fellow college members is a bad idea. I'd advise against it. Theft and assault can get you into trouble as well. As for research, well, a sufficient explanation will cover almost anything. If you're going to need live test subjects for your experiments, it's easier to do that off of college grounds.
Can we do business?
I hope you've got some coin.
I'm sure that high elf that just walked past has no idea what's going on in this very public and very loud discussion we're having. I, of course, have coin. What have you got?
Let's just take a look, then.
What are you selling? What are you buying? Oh, a black soul gem! Oh, shit! My recent re-experience, yes, re-experience, that is a term. I say so. Fuck you if you say otherwise. With Morrowind, my re-experience with Morrowind. Well, it applied. I guess it mainly applies more now because even though I played Oblivion relatively recently, that relatively was 2 years ago. And it astounds me to this day that such a short time ago was already 2 years. But yeah, the barter... What's the point of barter? I guess it got removed in Fallout 3. It got turned into this system where higher skill number equals better prices, but I sure would like to be able to negotiate prices. Alright, this got turned into a restored health. Remember it being restore magicka, but that's in Morrowind. Whatever, I'll take a expert robe. Why would I want any of these besides aesthetics? Why did I buy that expert? There are no other hoods, right? Apprentice. I have 113,000 gold. It doesn't matter that much that I'm wasting money on stupid shit I don't need. Icy spear. Sinner. Hey. So wait. There's an entire dialogue. Shrub. I refuse to call it a tree. Stick. That entire dialogue stick. A straight stick with no branches. It's just a singular path. About how to visit different people to get different spells. Well, I guess all of these are destruction. I did not click on that. Yeah, these are all destruction. What can I sell? You know, was very much going to say something, but then what I'm intending to compare it against didn't have that feature either, so it doesn't matter. And I've lost what I was trying to say. Not had a lot to drink. I'm still on the very first pouring. Well, I don't know how many ounces this very nice glass that I spent like $40 on can hold. But I'm still on the first one. And I'm already getting that thing where I talk about something, then I forget what I'm talking about. Increased by 22. That's light armor, which I'm right now. I may as well be using that. Glass helmet. How did I buy two? Did I already have one? That cut content respiration item. %20 better compared to what? Well, that's better on that, but it's no armor. Oh, is this like Fallout 3? Where you can sell anything to anyone? Yes, it is. That's what I was trying to talk about. Something to do with filtering down the items that show up in the sell interface to only what you're allowed to sell. But apparently you can sell anything to anyone. Just like Fallout 3, which I will actually say is nice and convenient. They even have these. Go away. Or these. Go away. Soul tomato. Clear my nose again. You know, it's amazing. I discovered this thing over this past year. Somehow, I mean, my nose has a problem with clogging up pointlessly, like forever. Somehow, some fucking how, what's been a recent discovery is that just the sun setting and it getting dark is enough to trigger that effect. But now, especially at the nighttime, God, I'm talking like an ESL now. Especially at nighttime, I'm going through this nasal decongestant spray faster than I'd like, because this shit's expensive. And you know, there's a lot of talk anytime the concept is brought up. The concept is brought up as regards, you know, basically if you use these goddamn things, you run the risk. I don't care about that. You run the risk of, like, becoming dependent on it. And I reject that theory, at least for myself, on the sole basis, the only needed basis, that I had this fucking problem before I started using nasal decongestant sprays. And the only difference is now I've got a solution, as temporary as it may be, while previously I was stuck with this shit forever. First, I wonder how much it has to do with certain work-related injuries acquired many ages ago. I hope all these black soul gems I've got that are filled with grands are filled with human souls. Otherwise, they're kind of pointless. It's either nice or oversimplified bullshit that you don't have to get souls of specific levels or higher to be able to make enchantments that are constant effects rather than cast on use. Then again, every enchantment is constant. Ever since Oblivion, every enchantment is constant. There's no way in which you can make them castable. I kind of want to keep the Thieves Guild armor, since it's unique and all. Why am I using these? They're worse than what I've got.
Till next time.
Alright, Garrett. Oh, that's right, these are stolen. Another thing I will compare to Oblivion, or Morrowind. Being able to sell stolen things to any random person, as long as they're not the person you stole them from, That is such a nice thing, and I miss it so. Who the fuck lives here? Nobody, apparently, because it's not a known bed. Yeah, wonder what kind of poor asshole gets saddled with a fucking hay room. Do you have a horse as a roommate? Either the stars aligned, or it found some sort of purpose here, because I'm actually kind of feeling it this time. About to have to take a super short break to canned mocapped animation that's excessively slow. May have to take a super short break to refill this drink. Not may, I absolutely will have to. You again. I have no need for stairs. Yeah, I forgot I intended to make my character look cool over that stupid dragon mask. Okay, other mages, I desire things. Before I acquire those things, learn my spells by reading books. Why you have to do it that way, I don't know. Like, if you find a spell tome in a dungeon, then sure. But if you're buying it from a vendor, I don't see why you can't just immediately get the spell. Morrowind style.
Please don't bother the Archmage, and if there are any problems, let me know. It's my job to keep things running
I know
smooth.
you.
No, you don't.
I'll take my leave then.
Damn straight. Alright, now here's the point where that stale fucking meme that everybody's run into the ground like 20 years ago pops up and it's like, "Well, speech craft 100!
But perhaps you need help with conjuration magic.
Sure.
If you require assistance with summoning techniques, please let me know. If you would, please also contain your summons to the college grounds. The locals do not need to be agitated further by Atronachs roaming their town. The summoning of undead is even less advisable outside the college.
I summon what I want when I want. You posted a notice about some missing apprentices.
Ah, that, yes. The group prior to yours has disappeared entirely. It's possible that there was less than the necessary amount of oversight. That's still being looked into. But we've had no contact with them for quite some time now. Arniel wondered if perhaps they'd somehow managed to get themselves lost in the Outer Realms. But I think that's giving them too much credit.
Every time I fire up this game, I find myself missing the concept of a conversation screen. Like in Morrowind, it's okay for it to just freeze frame at the exact FOV and location where you're already talking to them because it's all text boxes. But Oblivion, Fallout 3, New Vegas, if you want to count that, even though that was a little bit of help from Bethesda, but mostly Obsidian. Like, why go from that to just this?